What's going on, everybody? We are back. It is just Peter and myself doing a WrestleMania preview and discussions.
Yes, sir.
How's your day going?
Going well, going well. Got off work a little later than I wanted to, but it is what it is. We are off tomorrow, and we are almost at the end of the road to WrestleMania. So I'm excited to talk about these predictions and stuff. So excuse me. Yeah, how about you, man?
I'm good, man. Just taking care of the baby every day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did Instacart a little bit today. So, gonna go back out tomorrow and the rest of the week to supplement some income.
Yes, sir. And that's how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. So let's get right to it. Let's get right to it.
Before we start, Los, I wanted to ask. I know that our boy Zoob, he basically like gave his own opinion about it. So I wanted to ask you and obviously some of the fans, um, how the excitement. What's your excitement level going into this WrestleMania? I personally, story wise, I'd probably give it like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. I feel like a lot of these matches don't really have some of the best stories. There are some that are really good. Obviously, like a Stephanie Verker and Liv Morgan have been really killing their storyline right now. I think that they have one of the best ones. Obafemi and Brock just kind of have like a good little story going as well. Punk and Roman, it's kind of been like up and down, up and down. But match wise and the wrestling quality, I think I give it a 7 out of 10. I think that this is going to be a good show. How about you? What is your anticipation level going into this?
We were just talking about this in my one group chat with our boy AP, and overall, I agree. I'm like a 4 or 5 in terms of like excitement category for WrestleMania. Looking at the main card now, that's what I was doing when I was looking at my phone, was pulling up the actual order. Uh, excuse me, pulling up the actual order and stuff. And it's funny because my boy, I don't know if you remember Big Chris,
Yes.
but he was talking about how AEW, they pretty much suck with their storylines. They always fall flat on their face with their storylines, but when it comes to their pay per views, they put on 5-star quality pay per views. And I
Yep.
laugh because I'm like, well, you're saying this, but WWE is doing the same thing right now. I mean, the Gunther and Seth Rollins storyline, I mean, was just put randomly out of nowhere
Yep.
because they needed a match for both of them. So they just said boom, and then they made the storyline kind of work, which I'm not too happy about. Oh well, now you owe me, and we know what that's going to hinting towards is the SummerSlam main event with Brock Lesnar, and adding another legend to his retirement. Overall, though, I think some of the storylines are good, and then a lot of them are really bad. In my opinion, anyways, the ones that are really, really good that like stand out to me, obviously Punk and Roman, Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor's okay. Brock and Femi, like the buildup is okay. We get it. They're trying to build up Oba Femi as this new world beater, but just him getting the upper hand every week makes me not excited for the match. I just feel like you're not going to put him over every single week and then let him win at Mania. I think they're going to just have Brock have one last WrestleMania win against an up and comer and being like, well, the only person that could really beat him was a Brock Lesnar on his way to beating everybody else, and
Hmm.
just keeps Brock Lesnar looking really big. Uh, the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton storyline is awful in my opinion. They could have done way better. On the flip side of that, Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, I think that's probably the best storyline on night one when I'm looking at it here. And then AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, I think, we get it. It's the same shebang every single time between them. Your favorite wrestlers, AJ Lee, talking about how her daughter's going to say the same thing. Becky Lynch wanting to do anything she can to get back her title, the home turf and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not really too excited for night one outside of Jacob and Drew. I agree with you, Stephanie Valkyr and Liv Morgan. That's going to be a banger match. They have a really good build so far, especially
Hmm.
with Stephanie Valkyr has been talking about Liv Morgan and how she kind of degrades herself with the people that she's around and the way she acts and how she could be such a better person and such a better wrestler if she actually just tried more. So I
Hmm.
love the angle that they're going here. I don't know if the match is going to have that big of a payoff in my opinion. But the six pack ladder match for the Intercontinental title that was also just randomly put together just to get
Yeah.
in there, like the Rey Mysterio for his final WrestleMania. But I think the match is going to be good. I think it's really mid, especially like today. Just had Rusev beat the shit out of everybody. And in my opinion, the worst match of the entire WrestleMania is Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. I mean, Jade Cargill from WWE, like she's up there with the likes of a Ronda Rousey in her run. Like it was awful in my, like absolutely awful. So, but man, let's get right to it, man. We got night one opening card here, from what I see, unless they change anything. Night
Hmm.
is the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory, the tag team champions with I Show Speed. Paul Heyman's backing them up versus the Uso, Jimmy and Jay, and L.A. Knight. Yeah. What do you think, man? Who you?
Well, I do know that WWE is doing something where they're going to be showcasing some of the matches on ESPN. So this is the first two are going to be actually this one and the Jacob Fatu Drew McIntyre match. Those are going to be on ESPN night one, and then night two will be Oba Femi versus Brock, and then the six pack ladder. So those two are going to be shown on ESPN on Sunday.
Mhm.
Um, this one, okay, so this storyline to me is one of those that you said like that just got put together out of nowhere. I feel like this is just a random match that they just put together. Um, it's not really a lot of storyline other than like LA Knight's been feuding with with the Vision for like a year and change.
Yep.
Then the Usos have kind of been like back and forth as well. They just lost the tag titles to the Vision. Um, Speed is just in there just because he's a celebrity and they want to bring more eyes to the pay per view itself. Um, Again, I don't know. I can't even say that I think it's going to be a good match because you have a Jey Uso in there who is not really the best wrestler. You have LA Knight who is known to botch a good amount, especially in high tense situations. And what better, high pressure situation to be in than literally a WrestleMania in front of 40 something, 50 something thousand people, you know. Speed isn't a wrestler. I know he has been training with Randy Orton. Um, but at the end of the day, he isn't a wrestler, so we got to see. And it's all about the people that carry you in that match when you don't have that ability. Unfortunately, you do have a Jay and Jimmy, like I said, with them, and then you have LA Knight. So I don't know. Um, my prediction though for the match, I will go with let's go with the faces, the Usos and LA Knight to win. That way the Usos can be like, oh, we beat you guys in the three-way match, the six-man tag match. So we want a rematch for the tag championships later on. So that's what I'll go with. I'll go with Usos and Knight.
What's your hype level for the match?
I would say a 1 out of 10. Yeah. Honestly, I'll be real with you. I worked that day, and I was gonna request it off, but I requested the week before for me and my wife's anniversary. So I don't mind skipping this match if I come a little bit late to the house. So be it. I don't care if I miss this match. Honestly, 1 out of 10.
Congrats on the anniversary. Congrats on the
Thank you,
anniversary.
thank you.
Um, I agree. So the way I see it is, they got I Show Speed every week. Excuse me. He's saying how he doesn't want to be a part of the Vision. He doesn't want to be there. He shouldn't be with them. He shouldn't even be on the card. And I love the build up to that. I Show Speed. I think he's a really good character, and that's what got him famous with the masses over social media and stuff. Is just his persona online, his ability to be a character and kind of be funny. So I do like that. With that being said, I'm the opposite. I think that Logan Paul and Austin Theory win because I Show Speed is going to do probably something stupid, say, and then it's going to cost Jimmy and Jay the match. Uh,
Mm,
they're probably like LA Knight's probably going to be the one to get the pin to get pinned there, and it's going to be because of I Show Speed.
okay.
Uh, you know. The way I see it happening is the Usos are going to get taken out outside. LA Knight's going to finally have I show speed in his grasp. I'll say Logan Paul comes in out of nowhere, hits him. Next thing you know, they hit their finisher on him, and they just throw I show speed on top of on top of LA Knight. One,
I
two, three. You got the pinfall.
can see that happening.
It'll be a nice laugh, and he's like, walking up the ramp with them, and he's just like, "Bro, I don't want this. What?
Yeah.
No."
I
Hype level though, I gotta say, I'm agreeing. It's a one. Like this match is gonna be
yeah.
awful.
I don't think it's not a knock on speed. Like I said, I've seen the videos of him training with Randy and stuff, and he's been trying to put into work. It's not a knock on him. I just think that WWE really is just like, let's try to capitalize on Speed's audience and bring people over here to watch this, and they just threw this match together. So to me, like I can't be like, wow, like yeah, there's a crazy storyline here. Like yeah, like with Speed, like the whole thing of him, he's like, I'm not trying to be in here, and him accidentally like hitting LA Knight and stuff. So I get it, like that's funny and everything. The problem is that I feel like this not the feud, but this match just got manufactured out of nowhere. Like it didn't need to be done. They just did it just for, obviously, like I said, the views, and it's gonna be on ESPN, so it's gonna be on like regular TV for everybody to watch.
100%.
Speed's gonna bring his audience there. So
I'd have liked it a lot better if it was just the Division versus the Usos for the tag titles, and adding I show speed and LA Knight was like, "Hey, LA Knight's a star. We want to sell merch. Yeah, add him onto this card."
yep. Yeah.
Anyways, moving on, we'll do the second match. By the way, I understand why it's free on ESPN the first half. They're trying to get people to go over and subscribe. I believe
Yep.
it's on Peacock, and I believe if not, it's on
No,
Paramount.
no,
No,
it's gonna be on the ESPN app,
that's
the
right.
unlimited
ESPN.
app.
Yep, that's right. ESPN Unlimited app. So
Mhm.
they're trying to get more people to subscribe to that stuff. I know, not WWE. UFC just did the same thing with their pay per view. Like the first two or three matches on the pay per view were on ESPN, and for the rest of it, you had to get Paramount Plus, and it's their way to, hey, here's a free thing. You want to finish it though? You like the excitement? Yes. Boom. Subscribe. But moving on, we got the next match: Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. Personally, this is the match that I'm most hyped about during night one, and surprised that they're doing it this early in the card. But I get it. You want to try and get more people to subscribe to the unlimited version of ESPN Plus. It is an unsanctioned match. I think this match is going to steal the show for night one. It's going to be hard for anybody else to replace it, which is why you have back to back title matches. Not to say that the women don't deserve to be on WrestleMania, but a lot of people always take those as their restroom break. So I'm hyped for this one. I do think that Drew McIntyre is going to find a way to win this match, and that's going to be like their way to give him his payback for, um, being a transitional champion and just having the belt kind of rushed off of you for Cody Rhodes and be like, hey, here's your win at WrestleMania. We're sorry, but we had to do what we had to do. Don't agree with it, but I just, he is a bigger star than Jacob Fatu, and it'll keep Drew McIntyre kind of relevant with another win at a big moment in the big stage, and then potentially to set him back up to chase back whoever's champion to get back the title, or whatever they have him doing next. Maybe they just continue him feuding with Jacob Fatu. But I do love the storyline. They're talking about each other's family and taking food out of each other's family's mouths. So big time, big time, big time. Hype level for this match, 9 out of 10.
So I'm with you there. I feel like with this match, I feel like a few things. First, I feel as though they wanted to do right by Drew and be like, "Hey, we took the championship belt off of you. We didn't give you the fatal four-way match. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make you basically the main event of the ESPN portion of the card. So you're gonna have the most eyes on you possible. And we're putting you in an unsanctioned match with Jacob. So, you already know like there can be madness ensued. Now, my I don't want to say concern. My little issue with this is that because it's going to be on ESPN and all that, I don't think that it's going to be the most violent, the most bloody, or anything like that match. I think that they're going to hold back a bit because they want to obviously show these new audiences and anybody that flips through the channels or anybody that's coming through to be like, hey, like, oh, I do think these guys are going to go hard. Like, I think they're going to beat each other up, especially being a unsanctioned match. I think you're going to see chairs, tables. I think you're going to see some hard physical moves. At the end of the day, my like I said, I just hope that because my fear is this. My fear is that they go too safe, and it's just like it left so much to be desired. I don't think so though. I think that Drew is going to be able to find a way to make it work. They made it work with the Hell in the Cell match with him and Punk, so which was one of the better Hell in the Cell matches in a long time. I think Drew is a great storyteller in the ring. I think he is a really good wrestler. Jacob is working his way up. Obviously, he's got a good character. Obviously, like this guy, who's a physical dude. He's like a decently sized guy, dude from the streets. So you're just like, oh, this guy's crazy. So I think that they're gonna put on a really good match. My hype level for this match, I'll go with the match itself. I do agree. I think would be a 9 because of the story and what they're portraying and everything. Like I said, my only fear is the ESPN. I if I had to bring it down, probably bring it down like an 8 because I'm like scared a little bit. But in my opinion, I'm gonna go different to you again, Los. I think that Jacob gets the win this time because the rumor is that Drew is actually gonna be out for a little bit. He's gonna be filming a movie. So what better way to go out than for you to be selling the injuries of a match that you got into with Jacob? Although you can win, and still it was such a physical match that the wrestler is out for a long time. But I just see that Jacob needs the momentum, and I think that whatever he does next, whether it be for the United States Championship again, or if he's going to try to make a run for the world for the WWE Championship, then he's going to need to get legit. So I think that he's going to need the win. I think he's going to need it more than Drew. So I'll go with Jacob Fatu to win this match.
Okay, okay. I gotta disagree there with being worried. They had the UFC card on ESPN, and a lot of people were watching it. And I mean, some of those matches were bloody. So, and this
Mhm.
is one of the better UFC pay per views. If you guys haven't gotten a chance
My
to,
only thing is that that WWE also tries to cater to like some of the kids too. So I don't know. That's my only thing.
yeah, I get that. I get that. Moving on, we got the two female matches. So we got Stephanie Valker defending her Women's World Champion against Liv Morgan, the winner of the Royal Rumble match.
This
Uh,
is this is a big one to
yep, yep.
me. Yeah.
I love the story that they got going on. Like I said earlier, they're just talking how she degrades herself and all this and that, and Liv just kind of, being a brat, and she just, she attacks her, and she's gonna have Judgment Day there to help. Personally, my hype level for this match is a 6 out of 10. Like, I think it's gonna be an okay match. I don't know, I'm not really too excited for it, but I will say I do think that Stephanie Bakir wins. She retains her title, and she overcomes Liv Morgan and probably Raquel Rodriguez, helping her out to retain the title and continue the feud going for another couple months between her and the Judgment Day. Like I said, I feel like they're not going to take the belt off of Stephanie right now. I think she's one of the best things going for WWE, one of the best things going for Triple H, and yeah, I just you know I think she can pull this one off.
Yeah, for me, I very much am liking this feud that they have going on. It's been very physical. They've been doing these pull apart brawls, and their pull apart brawls have been really good. They did another one today, and Liv Morgan went off on Steph, told her that that she knew her she said that she knew her mom was a bitch, but she didn't know that she raised her to be a bitch as well.
Hmm.
So they were going off today. I'm excited for this match. My hype level for this match, I'd give it a 8 out of 10. I think that what they're doing with the storyline obviously has been very well. The whole thing where Liv went and she was looking to see who she was gonna pick. Was it gonna be Jade? Was it gonna be Steph? And she went and beat up Steph, with the microphone and everything. She beat her up really well. Again, pull apart brawls have been good. So I'm excited for this match. My I think my only fear of this match is I think that Stephanie Vaquer might be too good of a wrestler for Liv, and I feel like maybe there could be a chance that Liv is going to be like a couple steps behind Stephanie in the match. We're gonna see if Stephanie is that good of a professional that she's able to elevate Liv, or maybe Liv has been working on her wrestling ability. I know that she's been in the dungeon with Natalia,
Hmm.
so we'll see what happens there. Again, I'm gonna go different to you this time as well. We're going different. I think that Liv is gonna win this match, and the reason why I think Liv is gonna win this match is because if you remember, she was the champion. She had to vacate her belt because of the injury that she suffered a few months ago. She never lost that belt clean. I
Hmm.
think that Triple H knows that she's got a great character. She's got a great, she's able to do good storylines. I think that the momentum that Stephanie has is really good, but I think there's a potential for a big storyline to come with Liv being champion. And I think that Liv wins this match and becomes champion because I think that helps create another rift in Judgment Day, causing Raquel or Roxanne, one of them or both of them, to separate themselves from the group, and so either one of them turn babyface, which I'm assuming could be Raquel, because I kind of been seeing she's been getting a lot of praise, she's been getting a lot of cheers and stuff, so it could be her. I don't think that Liv would be the one to turn babyface. I think she'd be great as a heel. So I just see the potential in her, kind of like them doing something with the Judgment Day. I think the Judgment Day is on its last legs, so you got to find a way to cut that out. Now, again, I could see Liv losing and being like, hey, you guys were supposed to help me, you guys didn't, and blah blah, and you create the issue with that. And now you call Stephanie Vaquer to then challenge other people. Maybe you could get her to challenge Yo Sky again. Maybe you could look into I don't know, not Kyrie, Oscar. Maybe Oscar could be the one. Maybe you'll start doing swaps and bring Charlotte over. Maybe do like a Charlotte with her, or Becky start feuding with Steph. So there are people that you can put on it. I just feel like knowing WWE and how they do these things, I feel like they want to create that tension in the Judgment Day, and I feel like the way you bring that tension is with the bells. So I'm gonna go with that pick. I'm gonna go with Liv to become the new world heavyweight champion.
I like that. I think the second way that you said it was probably the more accurate outcome. They
Yeah,
complain about them not helping there, and
yeah, yeah. I can see that.
Dominic Mysterio later on, he's going to complain that they weren't there to help him beat the demon, and it's going to cause a rift.
Yep.
Next up, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Hype level for me on this match, 5 out of 10. I'm not. It's just they needed to put Becky on the card. AJ had to be on the card. It's a 5 out of 10, and I'm a Debbie Downer. My opinion, uh, AJ Lee retains the women's intercontinental championship. And the way she's going to do it is, once again, she's going to make Becky Lynch tap out. She's going to prove that the first time wasn't luck, that it wasn't home field advantage. And then she's going to keep it going with I am your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
Yep.
She's going to keep dropping banger promos. And yeah, I'm not really too excited for this one.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be lower than you on the hype on the hype scale, I'm like a 3 out of 10, just because we've seen this match a few times already. I'm not super excited to watch them rematch again with not really having big stipulations, or, it's just a straight singles match again for the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know. Could that be because AJ Lee really can't, she doesn't want to do other matches, or maybe they feel like she's still too rusty to do them other matches? I don't
Yeah.
know. Becky is a really good wrestler. Their prior match was okay. I felt like AJ Lee was a little slow, a little clunky in some parts, but obviously, like I said, she had the 10 years out. So I guess if you want to give her the benefit of the doubt, you can. Um, I don't see this being too exciting, as opposed to, because like the storyline, it's not as good as like a Vaquer versus Morgan, where you kind of see the heat, the pull apart brawls. They don't really have that here. They had the sit down today where they just sat in front of each other talking, like
Second
uh
one, if you think about it.
yeah. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with your pick as well. I'm gonna agree with you. I think AJ Lee does retain the championship. Only reason why is because I feel like AJ Lee could lose that belt to somebody else, and I could see her losing it to like a baby face that, could get a good push from it, and Becky doesn't need that. Becky's a legend. She's one of the best female wrestlers of all time. You got to put her on that, like on the top 5, top 10 list. So she doesn't need it. Her character won't really hurt too much from it. She can do other things. Maybe you could look into turning her baby face, since Seth is a baby face now, and they were kind of like doing their thing together. But I think that AJ Lee going up against like a Lyra Valkyria, just like she did against Bailey, or like I said, like if they start bringing people over, maybe the Charlotte Flair versus AJ Lee or something, I see AJ Lee losing that belt to another face. I don't see her losing it to a heel. I think she's gonna try to give the rub, to give the push to somebody else, to build them up. Essentially how how's it go? Who was it that won it? I'm trying to think of face to face. Now I can't think of it. I'm sure there's plenty of examples of it. I was gonna say Dom to Penta, but Penta's a baby face and Dom was a heel. But
Mhm.
something like that. I just think that she's gonna try to give it to somebody, like give them the rub from it. So I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go AJ Lee to win that match.
There we go. There we go. Next match is honestly the bathroom break for everybody who's going to be in attendance. If you're like me, that was going
uh
to a movie theater to go watch it with some friends, because best way to watch with everybody here, instead of being in a cramped room, is to go there. That's what they do out here in Washington, apparently. So I'm just going with the flow.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to a movie theater to watch it. They're
That's
doing like
crazy.
a watch party or whatever. So I'm going with the people that I went to Monday Night Raw with, some of my good friends that I made out here, and it'll be fun. I'm excited to hang out with them. But again, I'm just not really excited for this one. So this is gonna be like, oh, finally, cool bathroom break.
Mm.
Go outside, get some fresh
Yeah,
air.
to me, this is another 1 out of 10 on the hype
One,
scale.
this is a 0 out of 10. Oh my
I just
goodness.
like I'm gonna not I won't say that there's a zero for me. The lowest score I'll give is a 1. I'll say that's a 1.
Better than me. This should be the opener, like on the prelims of WrestleMania. And I gotta check if they don't. I don't even see one, but there's prelims. That should be what this is. Anyways, it's the Fatal Four Way Tag Team match for the Women's Tag Team title. The Irresistible Forces, Nia Jackson, Lash Legend versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, and unfortunately the Bella Twins. All right.
So that one's interesting because Nikki Bella's still like apparently like a little hurt, so they don't know if she's gonna wrestle. So apparently, the reason why night 2 has only 6 matches and night 1 has 7 is because on night 2 they were supposed to put Asuka versus Io, but they are putting that on hold to see if Nikki Bella is injured or not. If she is too injured and she can't wrestle in the match, then the Io versus Asuka match is scrapped, and they're putting Asuka and uh, uh, Kyrie in that match. They're gonna put the Kabuki Warriors in that match. So the Bella twins, they might be there, they might not be there. We'd have to see. Um, but yeah, man, I'm with you. This match is not really that impressive. I mean, you're on a dangerous slope right now because you have, if this is the match order and you have these three, women matches back to back to back, it's not an offense to them. It's just, we're being honest. The Stephanie Verker Liv Morgan match has hype to it, so that's good. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch has a potential to be like, and then you have this tag team match, which is just, I don't think anybody's gonna care about it. It's not anything personal. It's just how it always works with wrestling shows and everything. Like Lo say, a lot of people say these are the bathroom breaks. So this one's not gonna do any favors, unfortunately. I'm gonna say, so I'll be real with you. Before the injury, I would have picked the Bella twins only because I think that they're gonna give them. I know, but I just listen to me. Brie came back. She got this whole big, standing ovation and stuff. I think what they wanted to do is kind of be like, hey, we're going to give the Bellas one last great moment at WrestleMania. They're going to be champions, boo, boo, and then they'll lose it eventually. The tag team championships don't even matter anyways. But if they're hurt, I don't see the Kabuki Warriors winning it. I could see them giving it to Bailey and Lyra. So I'm kind of on the fence there to see. Obviously, it just all depends if the Bellas are healthy or not. If Nikki is healthy, then I'll stick with my pick. I'll go with the Bella twins. If the Bella twins are out, then I'll go Bailey and Lyra to be the new tag champs.
Gross. I'm disgusted right now. Listen, I'm gonna be simple. I'm not excited for this. Charlotte's the GOAT. She is the GOAT. It's not Becky, it's Charlotte. I'll argue with you forever on this one. Charlotte Flair's getting another WrestleMania nod. She's getting another belt, another feather to her cap. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair walk out as the women's tag team champions.
Okay. Hey, I'm not arguing with you with the Charlotte one either. All I'm saying is Becky, she's in the top 5 to the top 10 discussion.
Yeah, that I'm not going to dispute. Charlotte, she's the GOAT. She is the GOAT. I know WWE is trying to portray Becky Lynch as, the greatest female wrestler of all time. Listen, look, accolade for accolade, match for match, Charlotte Flair hasn't disappointed for us. She puts on.
I think the only person that could possibly dispute it, not dispute it, but like you could kind of be like, let's go match for match, the only person I could think of would be Sasha. That's the only person I can think of.
Not even.
I'm just saying, like, that's the only person I feel like could compete with Charlotte in there. And like, okay, well, who's the best? Have to be one of the two. But
I think Charlotte's gonna retire with a 16-time women's world champion.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll give it to her. Or she'll go into 17. I think she passes her dad.
Yeah, too. Next up, we got Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Hype level for this match, I want to say it's a 7. They just put it out of nowhere. The storyline's kind of rushed, but again, these are two of the best wrestlers on the card, two of the best wrestlers on WWE. I'm gonna give it an 8, not a 7, because this match has potential to be really, really good. I do think Gunther walks out with another win. I think they're just going to keep him going, keep him looking strong, especially going towards WrestleMania to where he faces Brock. And I think Gunther's on his way back to being to have another championship run, a dominant run this time. Unlike the first one was good, it was dominant, but it kind of went stale towards the end of it. So I do see Gunther winning this match with a sleeper hold, also with the help of the Vision, and that'll keep the Vision and Seth Rollins storyline kind of, looming and going around. So I do see Gunther pulling it out, and I'm pretty excited to see the match because I know that they're going to put on a fantastic wrestling match.
Yeah. My hype level, I would say, is I'll go with an 8 out of 10. just because of the match that we're gonna get. Storyline wise, it was just thrown together. It was literally just thrown together. I think that the problem was that I could be wrong here. So again, I could just be talking on my ass. I think the plan was to have Gunther go up against Rey Mysterio, and I think that Gunther was supposed to basically retire Rey. I think the problem here was Rey told them two things. I think he told them, number one, I'm not trying to retire yet, and number two, I don't want Gunther to retire me. The only person I want to retire me is my son, Dom. Obviously, it's a family thing. He wants to give his son the push. So I think that they kind of scattered and they're like, okay, what do we do here? What do we do here? And they're like, fuck it. We're going to go throw Gunther with Rollins. And then Gunther's going to be like, yo, you owe me a favor. And that favor is that he's going to face Brock in his last match. So, excuse me. I think that, again, story is like just thrown together, but the quality of the match I think is going to be fantastic. Gunther, I feel like I've never seen a bad match of his. It's always really good or top notch. This man is a very physical dude. He knows how to work the crowd, being a heel, and he just knows how to build that story in the match itself. He slows things down very well. He'll speed it up very well. The dude is super good. I think that him and Rollins are going to have a fantastic match. I do think Gunther wins, and I think it is due to the help of Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker makes his return. I think Braun goes. I think he was going to spear Rollins, and then, you know, Gunther gets his win, and then we're going to set up Rollins going up against Braun, and then we're going to set up Gunther cashing in that favor and going up against Brock.
Agreed, agreed. Main events of night one. You got the reigning champion Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, accompanied by Pat McAfee. I'm not really the hype level for this match for me is like a 4 out of 10. Granted, I mean before I guess Pat McAfee got in there, it was maybe like a 5. Um, I'm a salty wrestling fan. I wanted to see the Fatal 4 Way match happen. Instead, they gave Cody Rhodes the belt back. I'm one of those people. And this is my gripe. I know a lot of like the newer generation and a lot of like the fans that came in from like 2008 to like 2015. Wrestling fans are going to, oh, John Cena is the greatest of all time, 17-time world champion, this, that, the third, blah, 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 blah. Now, here's my thing with that, okay? And it's my same reason why I don't think John Cena is the GOAT in professional wrestling. I do respect him for what he's done, but he's not the GOAT to professional wrestling. Cody Rhodes and John Cena at certain times of their careers, as we see now with Cody, they just get given the belt because they need sales, they need the big baby face to be at WrestleMania to have go up against heel, even though Randy gets more cheers than he does boos. I disagreed with them going in this direction. I felt like it was a desperate. Can never say the word. Des. They're desperate to sell tickets and to get like a storyline going. Um, Again, they're cutting promos. They're trying to like take jabs at TKO and have Pat McAfee be, the TKO informant. But I don't know. I always have a gripe when it comes to this with wrestlers that, are handed the belt multiple times and, they don't really like. I get Cody Rhodes has earned the fact to be this big of a baby face, but like to just derail something that Drew worked really hard to build just always rubs me the wrong way. And it's the same with Cena, Super Cena at the time. CM Punk was at the peak of his career, in my opinion, when he had his long title reign, and then they took the belt off of him to give it to The Rock so they can sell Rock versus Cena once in a lifetime. Like, it's happened multiple times. I mean, there were moments in Cena's reign where he would win the title, lose the title the next month, win the title the month after, just so he can win it in his hometown of Boston, Massachusetts. And I'm a Boston fan, so for me to be going out and saying this is like it just shows that I don't like the guy for that reason. I just don't like it when wrestlers are handed things to them, and it conflicts, in my opinion, with storylines. Um, so without digressing too much, uh, I personally think Randy Orton wins the match. He wins the WWE Championship, and he gets the big number 15 that he's been talking about. He doesn't have too much longer in the sport, and I definitely think that they're going to try and get him to 16 or 17 to get him up there with Cena, as they were like the two big stars from the 2008 to 2015. Unfortunately, Edge had to retire early, so Edge had to suffer, with that, and it capitalized for Randy Orton to kind of catapult himself to where he is today.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he wasn't going to be here without Edge's injury. I'm just saying, it helped him get more world titles, get more matches, is because Edge was such a big star and was also loved by the fans so much. But yeah, and I know it's going to come up in the comments below. Hopefully it does, anyways. I hope we can get more fan interaction, and I'll let you guys know. Personally, my favorite wrestler of all time and my GOAT is Jeff Hardy, but he is not the best wrestler, in my opinion, of all time. That is just my personal favorite wrestler of all time. In my opinion, the GOAT of wrestling is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He had two careers in WWE. Both of them could be Hall of Fame worthy, in my opinion. And yeah, to me, it just what he's done. I mean, even at the tail end of his career, with his two back-to-back WrestleMania matches against The Undertaker were just absolutely amazing. I mean, like the man, there isn't that many, if any, bad matches in his career. He always put on a show. He knew how to sell. He knew how to put people over, and yeah. So, if you guys don't mind, comment down below who you guys is your favorite wrestler and who you guys think is the goat of wrestling. If it's John Cena, that's your opinion. To me, it is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah. So I will say first my hype level on this match. At first, when I was thinking there was going to be a fatal four-way match between Cody, Randy, Jacob, and Drew, it was up there. It was probably like a 9 because I just expected some crazy madness going on. There was going to be no DQ. Obviously, that didn't happen. We're going to have two separate matches. Um, Randy's the one that turned heel. He's got Pat McAfee on there, like Will said, talking basically as the spokesperson of TKO. So, in my opinion, I think the match itself it went down for me in anticipation. I still think that these two are gonna put on a great match because they just have history with each other, and I know that Cody knows what this stage is. Randy knows what this stage is, so they're gonna tell each other straight up, "Hey, we need to go full force on this." Um, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10 just because of like the rest of the stuff happening in the storyline. Um, I feel as though WWE kind of made this ending predictable because of the stipulation of if Orton loses, Pat McAfee's never coming back to professional wrestling and stuff. They love Pat McAfee as much as people want to say it. They love him because he brings them some views. He's got a big audience. He's got his own podcast. They can use it to progress storylines. They can use it for advertisements. Whenever he comes and he does his uh his appearances in there, they know that people are going to go crazy for it. It's basically advertising for them as well when he does his show, when he does his college football stuff. So essentially, I feel as though they kind of like wrote everything on the board for you. They literally told you, "Hey, this is our plan." I still think the match is going to be good. I just think that it's just a predictable ending. I think Randy's going to win this match. He's going to get, like Lo said, his 15th championship. We're towards the tail end of his career. I don't know how much longer Randy wants to do it or can do it. I'm sure he can do it, but it's just how long does he want to do it? He's an older guy. He had that really bad surgery not too long ago, and he was out for like almost 2 years. So I feel as though Randy's going to win. I think it's going to be a clean victory. And hopefully, I'm hoping I'm hoping that this leads to Cody Rhodes finally looking like he's going to turn heel. I doubt it because it's like Lo said, you have these people that, just like John Cena, they are big money getters. These people make a lot of money on merchandise. They make a money on appearances. They make a lot of money on signings. They are the face of the company. And these are some people that WWE is scared to make them a heel because they just don't want to lose out on it. This is the same thing that happened with Roman. And then as soon as Roman turned heel, he became a bigger character. He became a better character. People loved him. He became even more marketable. But again, this is WWE. They're scared of doing these things, so they'd rather go safe than to be sorry. So I think that Cody probably just gonna it's gonna be another time of going on the hunt with Cody. I think the biggest thing that they could do is give him a character change, turn him heel, make him dye the blonde hair black, and look like how he did in AEW. Be vicious, just go rough on people in the promos, especially you guys, because you guys, those big people, they could curse, they could say whatever they want. Nobody's gonna tell them nothing. But I think Randy's gonna win this match. I think he's gonna protect Pat's wrestling career, and then yeah, and then I think he's just gonna keep feuding with other people.
Yeah, man. And let me answer the question for us. Who is your
Oh yeah.
wrestler and
Sorry.
then goat of
Yeah,
of
so my favorite wrestler of all time to me is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I just think that growing up and seeing the Attitude Era, that was my mom's favorite wrestler. So, and my mom loved to watch wrestling and she loved Stone Cold. So it made me kind of fall in love with Stone Cold's character, how he was defiant against Vince McMahon, drinking beer whenever he wanted, stunning whoever he wanted. He was kind of on the middle of like, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? He just did whatever the hell he wanted. It just had to go be in his favor. So to me, Stone Cold is my favorite wrestler of all time. But who I think is the actual goal, who I think is the greatest wrestler of all time, to me, it's always been a toss up between these two guys. Just because these two have put on classics, they put classics on with each other. They hate each other. They do not like each other. That is going to be Bret Hart and it's going to be Shawn Michaels. But if I had to lean one, I'd probably go with Shawn Michaels just because I feel like those matches that Michael has put on, especially in the second half of his career, coming back from a major back injury, coming back a new man, coming back as a Christian, um, and not being the same person that he was in his first run with WWE, where he was just a madman. It was impressive. It was super impressive to see the quality of matches that guy put on. And like Lo said, it's like two Hall of Fame careers. How can you not say it? I think that Brett is one of the greatest technical wrestlers you ever see. But I just think that overall, with the package itself, with the promo, with the wrestling ability, with the persona, with the selling merchandise, with the music, everything, how iconic this person is now, I think it has to be Sean.
100%, 100%. I know all you Super Cena fans are gonna come at us hard, man. But I'm sorry, man. Like Cena had a lot of duds in his career, and he was just giving the belt a whole bunch because of merchandise and
All them Ryback matches, man. Oof. Oof.
Cora. Okay, let's move on. You just made me throw up a little bit.
Ah.
Not to mention like the next, how he just buried the next. Oh my goodness,
Oh, the next is yeah.
gross. All right. Anyways, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. Hype match for this is an 8. I think this match is built perfectly. I like what I'm watching here, but you know, I gotta say, I think the winner of this match is gonna be Brock Lesnar. He's gonna get his last WrestleMania win. He's gonna be the one to beat Obafemi, and it's pretty fitting. You don't want somebody to be undefeated and then lose to just anybody, and of course, you don't want him to lose to like you know Super Cody Rhodes one day and be that guy. No, you have Brock Lesnar beat him at WrestleMania. You have Brock Lesnar keep looking strong, especially when you have him gonna, lose to Gunther in his retirement match, pass on the torch. and you're gonna have Obafemi looking strong still. You're gonna have Obafemi looking really good. He's gonna perform a lot of good moves, and Brock is just a beast. They're gonna keep him looking strong as well. I just, it's all screaming Brock Lesnar's winning this match for me. And again, losing to Brock, there's no knock in losing to Brock. Like Brock at this point has established to be one of the better characters in WWE. He's a beast. He comes and he just kicks ass. I mean, not much you can ask about him. He is a future Hall of Famer, and to lose to him and have him potentially be one of your only loss in your run to beating everybody else to your run to the championship, there's nothing better in my opinion. So I'm going with Brock Lesnar here as the winner.
My hype level for this match, I'm gonna give it a 8 as well. I think that they've been doing a great job of just creating these two monsters that they're gonna be battling each other and stuff. Um, Maybe what they could have done is like explain a little better what made Obafemi want to go after Brock, because I feel like we don't really have a reason into why. It's just kind of like you put a challenge out and I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, hey man, look, I've been waiting for a moment like this. I need to prove myself, and who better to prove myself against than the beast incarnate, But I'm with you as well. Like, I think that this match should be a showcase for Obafemi. He should be doing big moves, doing some crazy things. I think that he would benefit from a win, but like Lo said, we're almost at the finish line of Brock Lesnar's career. And from what the reports say, Brock does not want to lose unless it's his final match. So I could see that happen, and I could see Obafemi not really winning and still looking strong somehow. That Brock had to like pull everything out of whatever his ass to win. And I'm gonna agree with you. I think Brock does win this match.
Yeah, man. Next match, 6 pack ladder match. You got the defending champion Penta versus Javon Evan versus Dragon Lee versus JD McDonough versus Rusev versus Rey Mysterio. Hype match for this one is a 7 out of 10. Now, reason why it's less than the Oban match, even though I believe this match might steal the show in night two, is just because I think they're going to keep the belt on Penta. Again, no knock to Penta. Penta deserves every praise that he has. He is just a merchandise machine with the mask. He is the new Rey Mysterio with the mask merchandise, and with them potentially getting ready to lose one masked warrior with Rey Mysterio, they got another one in Penta. So I think Penta's going to retain his title. He's going to get his WrestleMania moment, and he's going to move on. I think the highlight of the match is probably going to be something with Javon Evans jumping off the ladder, getting some crazy high air, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
splatting down on everybody. So that's going to be fun to watch. Another thing that I could see happen is them putting the belt on Javon Evans and just have him kind of like be like Kofi Kingston and just you know start his rise with the Intercontinental Championship as they push him to the moon because he is really, 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 really good. I also think they keep Rey Mysterio looking really strong. I think he's going to have some moments in this match where he's going to jump off the ladders. He's going to hit a couple people with 619s and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for this match. Uh, yeah, I think this match is going to be really, really good. Really, really good. The only reason I gave it a 7 out of 10 instead of an 8 or a 9 out of 10 is just because I personally think it's predictable in the sense of we're going to get a couple big spots with Ray, with Javon, with Dragon Lee. You're going to have power moves from Rusev, and McDonough's going to be there. He's just a body, and then Pence is going to retain. So that's my prediction. Penta retaining.
Yeah, I think that what WWE did here is that they are obviously another one. They're trying to showcase again. They're like, hey, you see these guys, these are high flyers. These guys are going to do crazy moves. These guys, they move around, they do crazy things. I think the only person in there that is not known for that is Rusev. Um, so I'm kind of confused as to why they put Rusev in there.
They need a powerhouse. You always have to have a powerhouse in
I
these.
guess, yeah. But yeah, I could definitely see Penta winning this match. Oh, hype level for me, I would say I'm gonna say a 7 for me. I think that the match is gonna be good. I think that there's just no build. Like it was just like Penta came out of nowhere. He's like, yeah, I want to challenge. I want to challenge. So I want people to you try to win this in the ladder match. And you're just like, what? Like, what? Like, so you're gonna make it harder for yourself? Like, you're gonna wrestle 5 other people for this belt? Like, that sounds out of pocket. But um, I think that there's some people in here that you could obviously look at and be like, nah, I don't see it. Like, I don't see Ray winning this belt. I don't see JD winning the belt either. Um, Javon Evans could definitely win it. Penta could retain. Rusev is another one I don't see. Dragon Lee's an interesting one. I could possibly see them wanting to try to do something with Dragon Lee. But in my opinion, I'm gonna say that Penta retains as well. I'm gonna agree with you. The only reason why is just because I feel like you can't be predicting too many like title changes and stuff. And I think that there's gonna be a few more later on that we'll talk about. So I just think that you can't really just make everybody new champions. Like you're already gonna make Randy a new champion. Um we both picked AJ Lee to retain there, but just in case, you never know. But yeah, like I just don't see them trying to do all that. So I'll go with Penta to win the ladder match. I do think Javana is gonna do something crazy and insane, but Penta is gonna be the winner.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. The worst match of night two, in my opinion, is Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. Just the build has been awful. I think Jade Cargill has been awful. I think she's a terrible wrestler. I don't know what else to say in terms of insults toward Jade Cargill. I mean, she was better.
Oh
She was better
man.
off in AEW than she was here. And like we talked about LA Knight, how he botches a lot. Like she botches so much
Yeah,
too.
she
Like
does.
they just put the belt on her because she's a specimen of a human being. And yeah, I don't understand. I think they could have built her better. They could have had her just be in NXT working on her craft instead of this. I don't know. Personally, I hope they put the belt on Rhea Ripley. Hype level for this match is a 2 out of 10, only because I'm a fan of Rhea Ripley, and I think Rhea Ripley is gonna do her best to try and put Jade Cargill over while still winning the match. Um, but yeah, no, I'm not really excited for this match, and I hope that Rhea Ripley wins because you need to take the belt off of this person. She is just god awful. Like, oh my goodness. Like I said, if you guys remember Ronda Rousey when she came in, how everybody was just not excited for that. This is like up there with her right now. Like this run of hers has been
Mhm.
absolutely awful. Like, golly. I mean, Nikki Bella is a better wrestler than Jade Cargill, and Jade Cargill is a specimen. So like, my God, that's an insult, dude. Holy shit. She is bad.
Yeah, hype level for this match. I would go mm, it's definitely the worst match of night two. I'll go with a maybe like a 3 out of 10. Just because I do think that Jade might be able to pull some like big moves like on Rhea. Like I think Rhea will let her, and she's also big enough for certain moves. So maybe there'll be a couple moves that Jade looks okay in. And I do trust Rhea to be, doing 90% of the work in the match. Um, I think what's going on with this match is I think that this was kind of like a pivot. I think that they originally uh wanted Bianca to go against Jade. I think that they were building it up and everything, but of course, Bianca got injured at last year's WrestleMania with her finger, and her finger's still messed up apparently to this day, which is crazy. But I can kind of see that coming into effect. Obviously, Jade has her girls, or she has Meechin, and she got B-Fab in her corner. And Rhea, the only person she got is Io. So could we see Io maybe try to help out and stuff? Maybe. But I see Bianca coming back, and I see Bianca helping out Rhea and beating up uh the baddies or whatever the heck is their group name. And then I think Jade loses to Rhea. I think Rhea becomes champion. I think you have her at SmackDown and make her the new champion there, and you create a whole bunch of new matches for her that we haven't seen. You're gonna have Rhea versus a Tiffany Stratton. You'll be able to have a Rhea going up against a Julia, Rhea going up against Kiana James. Uh, Charlotte is still there, so maybe you could rekindle that flame right there with their feud. You have Alexa Bliss. So there are some people that are new in here that you could try to work with for Rhea, that isn't necessarily just Jade. And then Jade versus Bianca doesn't need a belt. They have already drama. They already have storyline from before. So you don't need a belt for that. This could just be something to just push Bianca. And then obviously, I think the big match that they're going to want to see, whether it be in SummerSlam or whether it be in WrestleMania. I don't think it'll be SummerSlam. I think it'll be too early. WrestleMania, I think the one to go with is Bianca versus Rhea, just one on one, which they haven't had a lot of them. So I think that's going to be one that they're going to try to do next year. So I'll go with Rhea to win this match.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Moving on, we got another match that I'm a little disappointed in. Sami Zayn versus Trick William. Um, Trick Williams, sorry. I think they put the match together just because Trick is developing into a star. They want to put the belt on Trick Williams. And the only gripe that I have here is, again, you put the belt on Sammy at the expense of somebody having one of their best runs in Mellow Hayes. And I don't like that. I feel like this match could have been a triple threat match, keeping Sammy in the match still, and then keeping Trick Williams in the match still. And that would have been such a better match, in my opinion, to have all three of them there. Trick winning the belt, Mello having his moments at WrestleMania, still looking good at WrestleMania. And then once again, Sami Zayn there to take the pin while still looking strong. Because now what you're doing is you took the belt off of Mello just to have Sammy lose to Trick Williams. It just doesn't make sense. And are you just gonna have Sammy retain the belt over Trick Williams, and then just kind of like, when are you gonna put a belt on Trick Williams that he's such a big star? Like, I mean, he is so over as a heel, as a face. Like, in my opinion, he deserved to be the champion after WrestleMania, and to have that moment, it's a tough one for me to understand. Hype level for this match is a 5, just because I think they'll put on a good match. I'm not really excited with the build for this match. I think the build could have been a lot better. Like I said, with like a triple threat match, keeping Mello in there, Trick and Mello having that history with each other. Um, yeah, I know I sound like a big Debbie Downer when I say these things, but I don't know. I really like expected better from WWE, and like Melo isn't even in WrestleMania, so like they could easily had made this a triple threat match, have all three of them in there, and have a phenomenal match here. Overall, I do think Trick Williams is going to win the belt off of Sami Zayn. I just think he is such a big star. I mean, the coat, the boots, you know, the what? How does he phrase it again?
The lemon pepper steppers.
Yeah, there we go. The lemon pepper steppers. Like he's got the mic skills. He's got the in ring skills. He's got the entrance. I mean, the crowd's going crazy. Whoop that trick. I mean, you nailed it perfectly. Like once in a while, WWE hits on people like from NXT or in NXT, and like from the theme song to the entrance to like the chant. I mean, out of the park. Like this right here is a David Ortiz in the World Series prime home run. Like you said, you knocked it out of the park on that one. Like that, he
Hmm.
deserves to be the Intercontinental Champion. So I am a Trick Williams fan. I love it. I will be at a show one day, hopefully, chanting it out loud. Whoop that trick.
Yeah, this one, this was an interesting one because I thought that they were going to try to put in a Carmelo Hayes or Ilya Dragunov somehow or both. But no, they kept it like this. I think the reason why though, is because they've got a big thing planned in this match. So first I'll say my interest level for this match, I think it's a 7 out of 10. And there's a reason why I'm giving it this high. The story is not it. The story is not really like that interesting to me. The wrestling ability, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good wrestling match.
Yep.
But the reason why I have it higher is because I think that WWE is going to do something that they've done before. And obviously, the most famous one that we've seen done is Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. In that WrestleMania match, Bret Hart came in a babyface and Stone Cold came in a heel. By the end of that match, both were completely switched. Bret was a heel and Austin was the face. So they did a whole switch of characters, a switch of basically faces and heels. I think the same thing is going to be done on Sunday. I think that Sammy has been getting booed a whole bunch. Sammy's been kind of feeding into the heel character, and I think Trick has been so over organically that I think that WWE is going to be like, we need to capitalize on this and we need to market this guy because he's super marketable. He's a great talker, like Lo said. He's got a great look. He's a former Philadelphia Eagle football player and stuff. You know they're gonna run that to the ground. Um, I think that he's just perfect for that position. And obviously, like, think about it, like he's gonna be going everywhere with a United States championship. That's perfect. That's promotion for WWE. I think that Trick is gonna win this match. I think at the end of the match, I think we're gonna see Trick, shake Sammy's hand and everything. Essentially, see, we're gonna do the whole switch. Boom, now Trick is a babyface, and then Sammy, I think, beats him up in the end. Boom, boom, all upset and mad. The crowd starts booing. But Trick Williams is going to be your new United States champion by the end of the night.
I like that. I like that a lot. If they do that, hype level will go up for me.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on here, we got the return of the Demon Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Now,
Oh man.
now, hype level for this match is a 6 out of 10. Why I say 6 out of 10 is because I feel like Finn Balor should be able to beat Dominic Mysterio without the need of the Demon. I feel like they could have kept the Demon away up until he had a bigger feud with somebody else. Granted, I understand, he got kicked out of the Judgment Day. Excuse me. He got kicked out of the Judgment Day. He had, a long history with Dominic Mysterio. I just feel like the Demon should be brought back, when he maybe wants to go for a championship run once again. That would have been like fitting, in my opinion. Granted, he brought it back here. That's like my only gripe with this match. The build up for the storyline, in my opinion, is an 8 out of 10. They did a phenomenal job with the turn. They set it up with, Finn gaining respect from CM Punk and CM Punk being right about a lot of things and him trying to, do things by himself and that pissing off the Judgment Day, pissing off Dom, Finn costing Dom the IC title to Penta, and then JD McDonough, who's a longtime friend of Finn Balor, siding with Dominic Mysterio and turning on Finn Balor, and then the Judgment Day kind of turning on Finn. We were kind of seeing the writing on the wall for a couple months now, and when they finally did it, we all jumped up and we all, finally they finally did it. Like, yes, so the build to this match was really really good. I think that they're gonna put on a really really good match. Again, when it's predictable though, that's when my rating goes or my hype level for it goes down.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that the Demon Finn Balor wins because you're not gonna have him return as the Demon just to take another loss. I feel like the Demon should be brought back and should be kept kind of sacred in a way. He should be kept, where like I get it, like he lost a couple times as the Demon, and I wasn't a fan of that. But like when it was like he only lost once to Samoa Joe, and that made Samoa Joe look really big, really strong, I was okay with it. But when you bring out the Demon, it's like that's like the ultimate form of Finn Balor, and you should have that kind of just remain sacred in wrestling right now. And just if they're gonna do that to kind of build up the sacredness of the Demon persona from Finn Balor and have him bring it up only at these big events, and I hope it's not gonna be like an every pay per view thing again,
Hopefully
because
not, man.
that'll just ruin it. But if they do it once in a while at like the big pay-per-views where he brought it back from Mania, we don't see it again till like let's say like SummerSlam or maybe even Survivor Series. Like, cool, I'm okay with that. That'd be perfect. You only want to see the demon once or twice a year. That's it. You know what I mean? So if this is it, cool. Again, the only reason I gave it the hype level that I gave it is because I felt like it would have been better if the demon was a surprise to everybody.
I
Uh,
agree.
but them announcing it kind of just ruined the expectation of this match. I feel like now you just cool, like we know who's gonna win this match. It's gonna be the demon Finn Balor because you're not just gonna have him say you're going up against the demon. After retiring the demon for so long, just to lose to Dominic Mysterio. Like that just doesn't make any sense. So that's my only gripe with this. I feel like that could have been a surprise, and like you still could have kept it a surprise, especially being so late in the night. It is the second to last match of night two in WrestleMania. That it's gonna be dark, it's gonna be nighttime. You're still gonna be able to do the light show with the demon, and it would have just been such a great wow factor to the fans, to the kids, to everybody there who's there, ready to do the Finn Balor move. So,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was great. So, uh, yeah, that's what I gotta say. Winner of this match is the Demon Finn Balor.
Yeah, I'm very similar. A lot of things with you, Los. First of all, my hype level for this match, I think I would give it a 6 out of 10. Just because, like you said, them already spoiling that the demon was gonna be there at WrestleMania. It's just like you could have just kept it a surprise, and it would have been much more effective. I also think that the reason why I put it so low is because I think that this should have been happened. I think this should have happened months ago or last year. This is a feud that should have already have been happening. So we're getting it kind of late. Now, going into it, I do think that Finn is coming into this situation. It's tricky. He's been losing a lot. He's been losing a lot of big matches. You've seen him go wrestle Punk twice, and he lost to Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. We he's like a clown, not a clown, but he's like a joke right now. Like they call him Pin Balor, essentially. I think that while Dominic, I would like to see him win because I think with that momentum that he's bringing into AAA and he can bring to Raw, I think that him obviously winning more makes him more legit, makes him more legitimate, makes him a actual threat. But I think of who needs to win more, and I think it has to be Finn. I think Finn needs that win really bad. He has not been looking good lately with the wins and losses. We were always told that he was going to get that push one day. Now has to be the time to give him that push. And like you said, Los, they're not just going to bring out the demon for nothing just to lose again. I think that he's going to win this match. Now I could see them getting a rematch with each other, maybe at the next pay-per-view or two, and then Dom getting a win there. And then they were like, well, we're going to settle it. We're 1-1, and let's see what we could do there. But Finn desperately needs a win, and I think that he is going to win. I think WWE is going to um, side with him on that one.
100%, 100%. Like I said, you're not gonna announce the demon and then make Finn
Yeah,
lose again. Like if they do that, you just killed the demon. You
yeah.
killed Balor. You might as well just cut the man and let him go be a star in AEW.
At that point,
Moving on, we got the main event
yes,
of the
sir.
evening. Had to put a little emphasis for that one. Uh, the best build of the entire pay per view. The match that I'm honestly most excited for overall: Roman Reigns challenging CM Punk for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Hype level for this match, 9 out of 10. I think the build was perfect. I think um, the match itself is going to be really good. I mean, Punk puts on really good matches. Roman can put on really good matches. And Yeah, I love everything that they got going. Where they keep mentioning Roman's father, Roman's family lineage. The promo tonight by Punk was really good. The promo by Reigns was really good. How they stated why they hate each other and they left a lot of the animosity out of it and just kept it like a clean promo between the two. And how Punk wishes that he was born, or not wishes, but how he envies how he wasn't born into a royal family like Roman Reigns, like a Cody Rhodes, for example, like a Randy Orton, for example. You know, he had to build himself up, how he had to scratch and claw his way on the indie scenes and in Japan and kind of build his name up, while you got these guys who kind of have that silver spoon in their mouth, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
it's kind of easy to get where Punk is coming from, kind of easy to understand how where Punk wants to, make himself the face in this situation. And I absolutely love it because it is true. You know, you got Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, the Usos, Roman Reigns. Who else? Dominic Mysterio. I mean, even technically, Rey Mysterio has a family lineage in wrestling. Jacob Fatu, like Charlotte Flair, all over the card. You have just generational athletes coming from a lineage of wrestling, and it's in a sense it kind of makes sense, like to hate on it, to like I had to work my way here while you just had a dad who had connections to get you here. And I actually love that. I love the promo that he put on today. I love how he said um how Roman Reigns has many evented so many WrestleManias, how he's headlined so many WrestleManias, and the reason why Punk left all those years ago is because he wanted that. He wanted the main event of WrestleMania. He felt like he earned the main event of WrestleMania. And again, it was one of those things where, yeah, he did earn it, he did want it, but Super Cena was there, and Super Cena was always going to get those matches. And it was one of those, like, even, you know, the reign of terror from Triple H, how he had his reign, then it was Cena. And, I respect everything that he said there. So, and then again with Reigns, how he envies him with the fans, how the fans love him, and how the kind of hinting on, well, he had to turn face to get the fans on him because he could never get the fans on him when he was a face, and the only way that he could ever earn the fans' respect is by finally going heel, defending his family lineage, defending his father. I love this feud so much from so many different aspects. So hype level for me is a 9. My prediction for this match, I think we're gonna get a banger, 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 banger of a match, and I finally think they do it. CM Punk retains over Roman Reigns, and he gets his WrestleMania moment, and he walks out of WrestleMania still the champion. I 5 out of
So
5, 10 out of 10, man. You guys knocked it out the park.
so basically, what I'm trying to say is this match has a lot of personal feelings into it, and you could tell some of it feels real, some of it feels like obviously fabricated for storyline and everything like that. But these guys, you could kind of sense like there is something brewing in between them. They're setting it up big. It feels more personal than Roman and Cody. It feels more personal than Roman and Brock. It feels more personal than Punk and Cena. It feels really personal. It feels more personal than Punk and Rollins, Punk and Drew. This feels like this has been brewing for a long time, and it's finally coming at a head. These two coming at each other one on one, and they both are looking to kill each other. Like I said earlier, I don't think you guys have heard. I don't think you guys heard it, so I'll repeat it. A lot of people didn't like that tonight. Punk apologized for him mentioning Roman's dad and mentioned him in vain. But I like that because I feel like it's him kind of being like, you had me so hot, I was so mad, I was so angry that I pulled anything out to hurt you, and it's like I shouldn't have said that, and I'm gonna man up and I'm gonna apologize for that. But I'm still coming to kill you. Like I'm still coming for your head. And they're both like that. Like they're both like, yeah, yeah, no worries. Like that personal stuff, the kids, the wife, all that stuff. We're leaving that in the back. This is between me and you, and I'm coming to kill you on Sunday. Like Roman wants that belt, and Punk wants to keep that belt, and you feel it. Like it's hard to describe that last showdown, that face to face. It felt like it. It felt like how you feel during a UFC fight that you're excited about, and you're just like, man, like I can't wait to see this. That's how I felt watching these two. To me, this is a really great match. yes, Punk is on the older side of his career, but he's still been doing really good in these matches that he's been doing. And Reigns, I'm sure he's gonna come in the greatest shape that he's been in his life. Like this dude goes to the gym crazy like amounts of time. Punk is, I don't know if you've seen Punk. Punk is huge. He is in massive, massive, massive shape right now. Excuse me. These guys, they are they're coming like 100% into this match, and I think that this match is going to deliver very well. I think we see a 5-star classic here. I think that the storytelling is going to be great. I think the wrestling is going to be great. And I'm going to agree with you, Lowe's. I think that Punk is going to retain his belt, and I think he will get his WrestleMania moment. No one can say nothing to him now. Yes, technically he main evented WrestleMania last year, but people are like, oh, that's night one, doesn't count. Well, there you go. He's at night two, WrestleMania main event against Roman Reigns, the biggest star in the show, in the biggest star in the company. And guess what? And he beat him on top of that. Like, I think that I also think that WWE will do better in Roman not getting the belt, because who knows how long he's going to be out for? Who knows how long he's going to be doing movies or shows or being at home? This is the championship that everybody talked about, that this is like the fighters championship. This is the championship that will be defended all the time. I just don't see Roman doing that. But Roman is here, to make his money, to be in big matches. Obviously, next year, I think the Saudis are going to pay The Rock to go against Roman. But for right now, this is Punk's show. Punk has been there every single pay-per-view doing his thing. I think Punk retains his belt. He's standing above Roman. Maybe they shake hands in the end, maybe not. But Punk is going to have his moment to have the fireworks go off. It's going to be better late than ever, essentially. Something that Vince never did for him and Vince would never do. And Triple H might be the one to be like, hey, we're going to pull that trigger. We're going to do it.
100%. And hey, Punk is a merchandise machine too.
Oh,
So
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
both of them are really like the OTC shirts, the Roman with the Superman punch logo, the you know him putting up the wine. I mean, they're both just merchandise machine. You can't go wrong. And if they do pull the trigger and they give the belt back to Roman, again, I'm not going to be upset with that either. I think this feud is built perfectly. I think
Yep.
it's the best feud of the night, and it's a win-win situation no matter what. So,
Yeah, I agree.
well, I have one more thing I wanted to talk to Peter about. Obviously, Peter, you didn't get to watch the entire pay-per-view last night
No,
for
no, no.
AEW. I did. I am a big avid wrestling fan that I watch AEW, WWE, TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like, I just love wrestling. Last night, in my opinion, we got to see a great, 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 great match. Uh, Kenny Omega was defeated by MJF. I mean, MJF, it puts on so many good matches at this point. Like, he, in my opinion, is the best wrestler in the game, the best wrestler in wrestling. Not so many good things that I can say about him. If you guys haven't watched the match, I highly recommend that you watch it. Peter, I know that that's the match that you
I
got to
did.
see.
Yep.
What do you think? What were your thoughts?
I think the match was really good. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Kenny match or my favorite MJF match. I think obviously my favorite Kenny match is the third match with Kazuchika. Sorry, the fourth match, not the third. Technically the fourth. The fourth match against Kazuchika Okada, the 2 out of 3 falls in New Japan Wrestling. And MJF, I think my favorite MJF match is still that Bryan Danielson match that they had at on AEW. I think that match was amazing. Or it could be the dog collar match with CM Punk. That was a really good match between them two. But these guys still put on a really good match. This is still really, really good. I think they did a lot of things well here. They obviously were selling the stomach of Kenny with his diverticulitis, his real life, disease that he had, where he had to cut a bunch of his intestine. So they did a good job of selling that. MJF obviously just escaping, big moves and stuff. You saw Kenny was about to go through the table and on him, or jump through the table on him, and he moved out the way. Kenny was about to fly and go jump out the ring onto him, and MJF just moved right out the way again. MJF was trying to do his tactics and everything. He sold a lot of the moves very well. I thought the match was really good. I think that they both did very well. I think the only complaint I had is I did have some moments where I saw Kenny and I'm like, man, like I don't know if it's selling. I don't know if he's just selling the effects or anything, but there was a few times that Kenny was looking old and I felt bad. I was like, oh man, like Kenny Omega is not the same Kenny Omega from a few years ago. But either way, it's not a knock on him. The guy is still a fantastic wrestler, much better than a lot of people. And then MJF is just again just proving his case more and more and more and more that he is just the greatest AEW champion of all time. He's just stacking these matches up in his resume. And then once his reign is finally over, you're gonna look at him and be like, damn, this guy is like incredible. Like this guy's reign is something else.
Mhm.
I think the match that he had with Hangman, the last pay-per-view, I think that was better than this match. But again, this is a match that you could look at and still be amazed by it. Um, MJF defeating Kenny now. Now, here's the thing. Real quick, I just want to say this. Please, 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 Tony Khan. Wednesday, AEW is going to be in Washington. And I know Darby Allin won his match against Andrade, and he's technically the next one to wrestle MJF, and they're going to do it this Wednesday for the championship. I know that that's Darby's hometown. I know that maybe you wanted to give him his moment, especially as WrestleMania week. You're trying to steal some headlines and stuff. Do not take that belt off of MJF. Not yet. What this man is doing is too good. Do not allow, especially somebody like Darby Allin, to take it off of him. If you want to take that belt off of him, wait until you're at Wembley for All In and let Will Ospreay be the one to take it off of MJF. Do not let Darby get it off of him, please. Just leave Darby alone. I know he was supposed to be the one, but then he went on Mount Everest. That's his own problem. That's not your problem anymore. Focus on your company, focus on your people. MJF needs to stay champion. There's plenty of feuds that you could do with him. You got Swerve, you could do something with him. You can maybe do something with Darby, but just do not let him lose to Darby. If you want to make him lose to somebody, it should be Will Ospreay in England, giving Will his moment, especially coming back from that neck injury. So just please, I don't want to go on Wednesday and then be like, oh, MJF lost, and now we got to deal with Darby Allin being the new champion. Please, just please don't do that, please.
Yeah, I agree. The chase is always better. Have him keep chasing, and you don't want to let Darby. I know it's his hometown, but you don't want to take the belt off of MJF at a Dynamite. For all that, you could have just gave it to Kenny.
For
Uh,
real.
Real quick before we end this episode of the pod, I'll give you guys, for those that didn't see it. So you got the Young Bucks defeating the Don Callis family via pinfall. That was Takeshita turning on
Mm-hmm.
Kazuchika Okada, and flipping him off and flipping off the Don Callis family. So it's been brewing between the two, so it's finally happened, and I'm happy it did. I am super, super happy that Judas is back as Chris Jericho's theme song. I was once front row at a AEW event with my sign. I came to sing Judas. It was like the first thing you see when you watch that episode of AEW, and then boom, Chris Jericho walks out. It was perfect. I absolutely loved it. Ricochet did beat Chris Jericho by pinfall. Match was solid. Like Peter said, Darby Allin defeated Andrade and Idolo by
Mm-hmm.
pinfall. He has his match
That was
in
a
the
really good
hometown
match.
of Everett, Washington. By the way, I want to go to that just because it is in Washington. It's just an hour and some change away from me, and I don't know if I can actually go. I have a lot of things planned already. You got, the show, the watch party of WrestleMania this weekend.
Yep.
I'm going to Las Vegas at the end of the month. It's just we got a lot of things, and I got a newborn, guys. So like, I don't know if I'll be there, but I want to be there so bad. But I don't think I will be. I'm also getting implants in on Wednesday, so it might not be the
Oof.
best thing to go
No,
this.
no, no, no.
Um, we got FTR defeated Adam Copeland and Christian Cage to retain their tag team titles. I am okay with
I
that.
was
That was
surprised
also
about that.
I'm okay with that. I love FTR. I think they're some of the best champions that we've ever seen, tag team champions that we've ever seen, and they put on really good matches. And Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, like you guys, your legacy is already set in stone. You guys didn't need the titles. We don't need two old heads beating the two young guys in their prime for the title just to get the belt on them one more time. Keep keep going, keep doing your thing, guys. Kevin Knight defeating Daniel Garcia in the 10-man gauntlet for the vacant AEW championship.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool. Tekla defeating Jamie Hayter for the women's world championship. Match was all right. Jamie Hayter puts on good matches. Tekla is actually a decent wrestler, so I am okay with that. The
Hmm.
surprise to me of the night, John Moxley defeating Will Ospreay. Wow. He remains the Continental Champion. You guys know Continental rules. There's nobody at ringside. It's got to
Yep.
be a fair win. So he defeated him clean. The match was really, really, really good. It was a 20-minute time limit match, and they did 18 minutes of it. Really, really good. Go watch that match. That match is really, really good. Surprised that they didn't have Will finally do it, but I love how they're building Will Osprey back up and this feud with John Moxley and
Yep.
him. So
The
really, really good.
chase.
We got once again for the 80th pay per view in a row, I guess. New trios champions. So the conglomerate, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly defeated the Dogs. And then, as we already said, MJF he defeated Kenny Omega in a phenomenal, phenomenal match. So
Yep.
with that being said, guys, that is our WrestleMania preview and predictions with a little splash of AEW at the end of there.
Yes,
Just
sir.
to shout out the guy, MJF. He deserves every praise in the book. So, with that being said, guys, peace out.
See you guys.